Prepare to explore. Get out of the city and into an adventure that moves the whole family. Prepare to be moved. The all-new Nissan X-Trail.
A LISTNR production.
Calls for more park rangers in the southeast, a police operation nabs speedsters, and hefty fines for a rock lobster salesman. Good morning, it's Amy Ross with a Limestone Coast local news update. More wet weather today. We're heading for a top of 18 in Mount Gambier and 19 in Naracoorte. Conservationists have backed a state government proposal to turn Limestone Coast lakes into conservation parks, meaning more protections for the environment and wildlife. But Craig Wilkins from the Conservation Council of South Australia says that kind of change would only work with more staff and a well thought out plan.
It's really important that the government invests in park rangers, in infrastructure, and making sure that people can still visit these places and appreciate how wonderful they are, but also protecting the natural values.
Meantime, duck hunters have slammed the idea. Operation Safe Speed has slowed down close to 400 drivers across the state. During a 4-day blitz, 384 drivers got done for speed offences, with 9 vehicles being impounded. There's been a drop in numbers, as last year the operation detected more than 500 speedsters, but police are still concerned by the number of drivers going over the limit. To spruik up the southeast for all the tree changes, there's a couple of big money projects on the way for the region. One of the more recent projects was the Wollonda Recreation and Convention Centre. Having only opened recently, it's already won an award for its facilities. A new brewery is on the cards, with investors eyeing off available warehouse space in Mount Gambier. And to help solve the childcare shortage, we're expecting to see plans for a new childcare centre in the Blue Lake City. Tied to Scotch College, the proposed centre will be based on the outskirts of Sutton Town and will host children from 6 months old. A Mount Gambier man has been slapped with a hefty fine after being caught illegally selling rock lobster. It's against the law to sell any recreationally sought rock lobster, and after attempting to sell the crustaceans on Facebook, a search of the man's home revealed 11 up for sale. He was hit with a $3,000 fine, as well as an order to pay close to $2,000 after the matter was heard in court. And jumping over the border, the Victorian state budget was handed down yesterday. Victoria's social housing advocates say they've come out of yesterday feeling better than expected, but government spending still falls short of fixing the crisis. Homelessness services are trying to house 4,000 Victorians every month. CEO of the Council to Homeless Persons, Deborah Di Natale, says a big issue is wait lists.
Which have blown out, so you've got people who are on a wait list for either social housing or public housing, and that list is getting longer, particularly for women who are leaving family violence.
After this, there is no turning back. You sip the red can, the story ends. You sip the black can, you enter dreamland. And I show you just how good the truth can taste. Max Taste Challenge.
Taking a look at some local sport now, this weekend round 5 of Limestone Coast football kicks off. It's the same teams versing each other in both the men's and women's. Ladder leaders Internationals will face Naracoorte United. It's Millicent United up against Apollo, and Centrals will face Blue Lake. In the women's competition, Apollo is right on the heels of Internationals on the ladder. Separated by only 1 goal, they'll be looking to take pole position by the end of the round. For the latest local news throughout the day, download the LISTNR app.